The lightsaber dojo. 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 You're at the lightsaber dojo. I watched the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew. And I liked the second episode better than the first. Jude Law's character, I believe he was the man in the mask on the first episode that they revolted against. Also, he's a Force user. I just hope he's not another survivor of Order 66. Because, and here's why. Us older guys will probably understand this. We were to understand that when the Jedi Purge happened, the only Jedis that survived was Yoda and Obi-Wan. But as we move on, these other survivors, like at first it wasn't called Order 66 until the prequels. But anyway, now we're finding, oh, this guy survived Order 66. This guy survived Order 66. Like, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, see, that wouldn't bother me at all because this time set is supposed to be behind Return of the Jedi. So that means it's like 20-some years. He could have been like a young Padawan or something that wasn't in the temple. I mean, that wouldn't bother me at all. I think the more Jedis that pop up all around the galaxy, really, the better off the Star Wars movies is. Then they end up like Andor, and you ain't going to be able to watch them if they ain't got a Jedi into it. If I want to watch politics, I'll turn on CNN, Fox News.
Well, I can understand, but my opinion is you don't need a Jedi or a Force user to make Star Wars show or movie. But I can see the point where some of you guys saying that. And I think some of the older guys that's really grown up with the original probably will understand more what I'm saying about, like, they're expanding how many people survived Order 66.
I really don't want to see him be a survivor, but it wouldn't bother me if they did. That's all I'm saying. I mean, there's a whole colony of them. Who's to say out of every Jedi in the galaxy, only 3 survived? Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and Yoda. Just them 3.
Well, also now, Cal Kestis, I believe, is canon. He survived Order 66. He was a Padawan. There's more and more coming out of the woodworks. So it's more than just 3 or 4. But for years, we thought it was 2. Yoda and Obi-Wan. I really don't know how much in Disney canon survived Order 66. I might Google that here in a minute. Grogu, too. I just did a quick chat GPT, and I think they said 8. But I thought it was more than that.
Well, if they said there was 8, we haven't seen all 8 on camera, have we? There'd be Obi-Wan, Yoda, Ahsoka, Grogu, Cal Kestis, Reva, this guy, if he's one. Am I forgetting one?
We naturally assumed it was just 2, Obi-Wan and Yoda. But if we really look back into A New Hope, you know, Obi-Wan tells Luke that Darth Vader betrayed and murdered his father and hunted down the Jedi. I don't think it all happened. There were so many Jedi throughout the galaxy. It would be foolish to assume that some of them didn't go into hiding. And I think Lucas himself set that up when he changed the message back in Coruscant, telling all the Jedi to stay away from Coruscant.
I disagree. Star Wars has got to have Jedis and lightsabers and a villain. You know why? Because that's what Star Wars is about.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta agree with Red. I gotta back this up. Because Obi-Wan just said that everybody that growed up with the originals. I've been watching Star Wars since I was as old as daughter. Very first Star Wars opens up with Obi-Wan showing Luke a lightsaber. So it's been about Jedi from day one. I just don't see how you enjoy a Star Wars movie. I mean, I can understand if it's like maybe like a backstory about a Jedi or something, but that's not even a story about a Jedi. It's politics.
I guess you didn't watch the same Star Wars I did, Lando, when I was a kid. Now I realize the Lees, it's got to be action throughout. They don't have time to stop and think about the nuances of things. They just want pew pew and ones and twos. But the original Star Wars, it's a hard. Go back and watch it. It's lethargic. It takes a long time before you even get into any action. Okay? And it's a little bit of action at that. There's a lot of politics in it in the original Star Wars. So come on, man. Don't tell me it's not about politics. It's never been about politics. And it's all just about fun and lightsabers. Again, Luke's uncle and aunt got burnt to a crisp in front of him. And he goes on with a religious zealot after that on a mission that he really doesn't know a whole lot about. He got conned. My dear blessed people, broaden your friggin' horizons.
Just like Trump, wrong again. Pew 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 are blasters. Lightsabers are.
That's because you have no imagination, Red. I don't think they need Jedis and lightsabers and imagination. And Lando, what I said is not that everybody that grew up the originals wouldn't think you needed lightsabers. I didn't say that. I said everybody that grew up with the originals, we were told there was only 2 Jedi that survived. And I said it bothers me that they keep adding more. I know the Lees that have no, brain in their head, unless there's a pair of 1-2s on the screen or, a lightsaber, they fast forward. Also, Andor is politics. But let me tell you, the rebellion was politics. It was a civil war to overthrow a government. So when you want to see how that started, the taxation of trade routes, that's politics.
I know I'm going to sound like an a-hole here, but I'm really not trying to. I really don't care how the rebellion started. All I care about is that Luke Skywalker was the strongest Jedi ever walked after Darth Vader. I care who runs the rebellion or the resistance. I want to see some lightsaber action. I want to see some force pushes, some chokes. I agree with Red 100%. Without lightsabers and Jedi, Star Wars sucks.
Well, Red, I was just making, you can deflect, blasters with a lightsaber. But that's fine if you're not interested in the politic aspect, but it is an aspect of Star Wars. Star Wars, to me, you say it's a certain genre. I think Star Wars is so big, it can expand on a genre. It don't have to just be lightsabers and force users.
I disagree. Star Wars has got to have Jedis and lightsabers and a villain. You know why? Because that's what Star Wars is about.
Hey, Red, you can do that without a lightsaber. Everybody on here, I think, is under mostly of the opinion that we liked the Han Solo movie, okay? There was not a lightsaber in that movie. There was a good bad guy, a good guy, love interest. You don't have to have a lightsaber or a force user.
The highlight of the Han Solo movie in Rogue One was the end of the movies. When Darth Vader come through like a badass with the lightsaber, that was the highlight of Rogue One. And then when it showed Darth Maul, that was the best part of Han Solo.
Lando was spitting so much truth. It's just like what I'm trying to say to you, Obi-Wan. And just say, I'm wrong. I know it's hard for you to say. Go to see a Western with Clint Eastwood or John Wayne and them not be able to have guns. It's not a Western.
Well, I disagree on those 2 points. Those 2 movies don't need those scenes. I do love the Darth Vader scene, though. It was amazing. We've never seen Vader in that aspect since or before. Just that powerful, just destroying people. But neither scene is needed to complete the movie.
I'm praying for that mind of yours. Saying them shows didn't need them scenes. Them shows had to have them scenes. If not, they would have never made it to the theater.
Come on, Lando, tell him. Tell him, Lando.
Tell them nobody cares about the political garbage. Let them know about it. It's lightsabers and force lightning. That's all we want to see.
Well, I may be in the minority here. I'm not sure. But I did say, you go see a Western, it's set up. There's parameters. You have to have some kind of guns, that kind of thing. Star Wars can transcend genres.
I mean, it's like making an Avengers movie without seeing an Avenger in their costume. What would be the point? It's an Avenger movie.
If Tony Stark don't go put on the Iron Man costume, so what? And if you want to go do that, go watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. If you don't want to watch Star Wars, go watch something like that, Starsky and Hutch.
How many Wolverine movies did they make before they finally put him in the costume in Deadpool? They were all successful. You guys' opinion is you don't care about the substance, you just want the flash. And then my opinion is I think more of Star Wars than just a lightsaber.
Yeah, Obi-Wan. But he was still using his, whatever you call them, his claws. And he was still fighting. The leather jacket, the jeans, the tank top, that was his costume. But how would you like to see a Wolverine movie to where he never used his claws at all? All he did was walk around and say, "I'm Logan." Come on, man. Come on.
But right off the bat, those two things came out.
Yeah, but the first Wolverine movie, the first 5 seconds, those things come out of his hands. She asked him, does it hurt? He said, every time.
So you guys are trying to put limits on Star Wars. I'm not. I want to expand Star Wars. You guys got little pea brains and want to box it into a small little box.
I'm laying here watching TV, and this is on. I'm a Power Ranger fan, so I'm laying in bed. There was nothing else on TV. This Power Ranger absolutely sucks to me. You know why? These don't even know how to morph.
And I think the fans agree with me because Andor's the highest rated fans and critics Star Wars series that they've put out. And they're making a sequel to it. I don't think they're making another season of Kenobi. They're definitely not making no more Acolytes. My back's been blown out 6 ways from Sunday this morning. I know me and Chancellor Bob probably see more to eye on that situation than most.
I agree. In Kenobi, you know, it was interesting to watch just because of the story, but they did mess the story up. I do agree there. And that's probably why they're not making another one, because they freaked the storyline up so much they just can't continue it, because all it would do was just basically go against everything from the 70s.
I thought it was a great show.
You think I would knock over your house?
Lay off the Ozempic, Red. You've gone too far.
Google Ozempic face, Red Leader. You're getting that sunk in skeleton look. You're addicted. They're gonna have to send you to rehab to get you off get that pretty spirit off you.
Face is looking a little skinny, Red. I'd stop and get you 2 or 3 biscuits from somewhere on the way to work. Try to thicken them jaws up.
Look what I found in the mornings, right down the road from me. Let's do it.
Need to pick up the pace, Red. My grandma could come past you.
Make a good Star Wars movie, you need this. First of all, you need a pretty girl. Number 2, you do need lightsabers. Anybody who thinks that they don't need lightsabers is a nerd that loves Andor and Rogue One. Number 3, George Lucas, you don't need George Lucas. His days is over. That's like hiring Belichick. What you do need is a good story. Good villain, good story, lightsabers, and a pretty girl. All that makes the next hit.
If all you need is that content I got a video that's a little adult with lightsabers in it. You probably like it. Got the 1-2s and a lightsaber. My blessed people. Is there no depth to these lees? None at all.
I would like to add to the conversation that I'm finding it very, very difficult to watch Skeleton Crew. Yeah, I went ahead and got Disney so I can watch the new Star Wars. This has been very rough.
This is the last thing I needed. You just didn't like Andor. And listen, you don't have to like it. I'm not telling you just have to like it. But let me tell you, you got all the lightsabers you wanted in the sequel trilogy. You got all the force pushing you could use. You even got some new force powers. And that thing was full of shit. It was horrible. We see how the rebellion was formed. You know what? Was formed by a lot of people that didn't believe in the Force. The Force let them down. You know how the galaxy got? It got because they were listening to Jedi. Maybe a good 20, 30 years of stories without Jedi was a good thing. They didn't need the Jedi's help to start to fight back up. The Jedi ran like cowards, hid in their little basements. Little friggin' cowards. Even Luke turns off his targeting computer. Oh, you want to say he used the Force? No, he really wasn't using the Force. He was shooting swamp rats way back home in Beggar's Canyon. He just used his training. And the old man said, oh, you really used the Force there. Ooh, friggin' Jedi scum. You guys make me... Yeah, I really wonder sometimes whether you're Star Wars fans. You just love the Acolyte.
I can't change, even if I try. Even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm.
Acolyte! Don't ever be another season of that garbage. Obi-Wan Kenobi was a mixed bag. A mixed bag, I'm telling you fellas. But yous love it. At the Blacktop plant, they fought. Wait a minute, Obi-Wan got burnt. But he wasn't burnt. Gosh, I need to get healthier. I'm losing it. I'm friggin' losing it.
Chancellor, listen to me. Stop what you're doing. Take a deep breath. And go get you a blueberry coffee from somewhere. I promise. It's all gonna be all right. Yeah.